Welcome to day one of the theCruiseView's beta sailing. This is a new video series I'm going to try out during the January 11th sailing of the Grandeur of the Seas. I'm Picone, and you may have seen some of my other videos from past sailings, such as the Oasis of the Seas back in 2010, where I covered every neighborhood on board the ship with an extensive video tour, or the Independence of the Seas Transatlantic from last year, where I covered the sea conditions each day, and even just this past May on board the Grandeur of the Seas with an extensive video tour of the entire ship, as well as all the onboard shows and entertainment. So this series is going to try to be a little different and pull some of those extra pieces of information together that I get during every sailing but cannot properly show during those video tours. So first, for those of you who haven't seen any of my other Grandeur of the Seas videos, I want to give you a brief background on the Grandeur of the Seas, just so you know what the ship is all about before we get into this whole series. The Grandeur of the Seas is the third of 6 ships in the Vision class. Unlike most classes, the Vision class consists of 3 pairs of ships: Legend and Splendor, Grandeur and Enchantment, and Rhapsody and Vision. Rather than one common design, they are grouped for their common design goal of rethinking the cruise ship design concept to enhance the vision of the seas. This is why not the first, but the last ship in the class is named for the class itself, rather than the other way. In 2005, the Grandeur's sister, the Enchantment, was lengthened by 73 feet, leaving the Grandeur as a one-off design in the fleet. Built in 1996, she was not of groundbreaking size. At 73,817 gross registered tons, she was just a hair smaller than the previous Sovereign class. She has a length of 916 feet and a beam of 105.6 feet, allowing her to carry double occupancy of 1,992 passengers across her 11 decks, connected by 9 elevators split between 2 locations. She was christened on an unlucky Friday, December 13, 1996, by Aviva Offer, the wife of a member on the board of directors, and set sail the very next day. Over the years, she has received routine maintenance and small enhancements, including the addition of a rock climbing wall. In May of 2012, she took on her biggest upgrade yet, when she received the full set of Royal Caribbean WOW enhancements, including updated cabins, new digital signage, an expanded selection of specialty restaurants, the addition of the complimentary park cafe, a new outdoor movie screen, and a complete rethinking of the Centrum concept featuring the R-bar on the main floor and aerialist spectaculars above, along with other changes ensuring she stays new no matter how old she may get. This current sailing is the January 11th 10-night Western Caribbean sailing, and we just departed from Baltimore a few hours ago at 4 p.m. and we're sailing down Chesapeake Bay at this moment. To give you a little details on the itinerary of this sailing, once we get out of Chesapeake Bay, we'll be spending 3 days in the Atlantic Ocean, sailing down around the tip of Florida to Cozumel, Mexico, and then we'll be heading on to Grand Cayman as well as Falmouth, Jamaica, and then to Royal Caribbean's private island of Labadee, Haiti, before spending 2 more sea days on our way back to Baltimore, Maryland. The weather for today on January 11th was not the best weather to depart on, but it got up to a nice 58 degrees at one point and was pretty warm for the weather we've been getting the past few days in the negatives. But we still had heavy rain throughout the entire day and dense fog along with it. As we departed at 4 o'clock, we hit dense fog all the way out through the Chesapeake Bay and huge ice packs that pretty interesting to watch a ship make its way through and break up that ice. The sunset was about 5 p.m. today. We've had relatively smooth conditions sailing through the Chesapeake Bay so far. Right now there's a little bit of heavy winds and the outside decks are currently closed for safety reasons, but the ship still maintained a pretty steady rhythm to her. Not too much rocking going on, just a little bit of vibration, currently expecting about 13 to 20 foot waves once we exit the Chesapeake Bay a little after midnight tonight and throughout the day tomorrow, so it'll probably get a little rougher at that point. So with each day's episode, I wanted to give you a brief summary of what's on the daily compass, 'cause oftentimes people are interested in what goes on with each day and what activities are available on a sailing. So today, being the first day, it was a little shorter list than what you'd normally see. The boarding began at about 10:30 a.m. this morning, and all guests had to be on by 3 p.m. We had a muster drill at about 3:15, and we're supposed to have sail away at 4 p.m. Fortunately, a passenger got ill and had to be taken off the ship, so our departure was delayed till about 4:30. But the sail away party did continue at 4 p.m. as scheduled, though in the Centrum instead of on the pool deck because of the poor weather conditions. This evening, all of the ship's main venues opened up. The clubs are open. There's karaoke in the South Pacific Lounge at 9:15, but the big event was the Welcome Aboard show at 7:15, hosted by our cruise director, Jeff Arpin, and featuring the comedy stylings of Jeff Jenna. The lifeboat drill went smoothly as usual, thanks to Royal Caribbean removing the requirement to wear the life vest during the drill. It lasted for about half an hour, and then everybody was free to go about their business once again. If you've never sailed out of Baltimore before, it's actually a rather smooth port to go through. It's one of those hidden jewels of the cruise industry. When you pull into the port, you get taken right around, questioned whether you're a drop-off or parking, and given a parking pass if you're parking. When you bring your car around towards the ship, you then stop at a station where all the luggage is unloaded and put directly on trailers to be taken to the ship, which really cuts down a lot of the stress and anger and chaos that normally goes on at the cruise port. And afterwards, you then go on to either drop off your guests or pay for your parking and pull into the parking lot that is dedicated for the Grandeur of the Seas and only the Grandeur of the Seas, as the Carnival Pride, the other ship that sails from Baltimore, has its own parking lot on the other side of the terminal. One of the other items that people often are interested in when planning a cruise is what the dining menu offers each night. So with each day's video, I'm going to be providing a summary of what items are on that night's main dining room menu. Tonight's featured spice is Mojo, which originated in the Canary Islands and has since become a staple to many of the sauces and marinades in the Caribbean. The chef's selection for the night starts with smoked fish filettes and a spinach salad, a delicious Mojo marinated grilled pork chop for the entree, and is topped off with a carrot cake for dessert. And typically at the end of each of these videos, I'm going to be giving you a brief but detailed tour of one or two venues on board the Grandeur of the Seas, just to give you a little more information than what you get from the overall ship tour video that I offer. But today, since I already had that detailed explanation of the Grandeur of the Seas as a whole, I'm going to be skipping it, but I will be doing the Centrum on tomorrow's video. So I hope everybody enjoyed this first episode of the Cruise View, and please comment below, let me know what you think, what works, what doesn't work, because this is only the first sailing. While I can't make any changes before day 2, as they've already been filmed by the time you're seeing this, I will be doing this once again with the Quantum of the Seas in November, and we'll be taking all of that advice for that sailing. So thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Derek Picone, and you can follow me at Picone on Twitter, and stay tuned in a second for links to some other videos you might be interested in, as well as day 2.